Go all in and trust this power that is within you, because you will not fail. There is only success waiting for you when you turn to this power, this unseen power. Remember, what is invisible to the eye, that is what is essential for you to lean on and trust. I want to share with you a success story from a client who's also now a part of the Rosey Life community and course. And she gave me permission to share her story, and I'll leave her name out for her privacy. But I want to share this story because it really is incredible on how it just continues to unfold in being bigger and bigger than she imagined. So stick with me. If you've been feeling like, this is difficult, or you are having a hard time trusting in this power within you, or you don't know what it looks like, stay with me because you're going to love this story. I absolutely love this story. So, but before we get started, my name is Rose, and welcome to The Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind so you can follow your heart and do what you love and have the life that you love. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, or if you would like to join the Rosey Life course community, all the information is on RoseyLife.com. All right, so let's get to this. So I love this story because this is a client that worked with me. She's probably been working with me on and off for about 2 years, or a little under 2 years. And she's done one-on-one coaching with me, and she's done a couple of programs that I have ran. And now she's in the Rosey Life course community, and she's even going to attend one of the Rosey Life retreats coming up. So what I love about her, her determined focus is she's just like, whatever, was going to help me keep me focused. And for her, it is by working with a coach like myself, and by just surrounding herself with so much accountability and just focus to help her focus, right? And she was able to really discern. She came from other Facebook groups and platforms and coaches where she was feeling very limited and told not to want certain things, or that she shouldn't be specific, or those kind of things. And just kind of really making her look at things in a different way that felt that she was not free. And also she had a lot of things that she had to really release and accept that they were there, things that had happened to her in her past, and she couldn't figure out how to actually let those go or accept them. And she was avoiding them, in fact. And the more she avoided them, the stronger they came up. And she was told just to you don't even have to pay attention to that. Well, that is true, but you also need to acknowledge them so that they can become as one with you. In other words, A Course in Miracles says that bring everything into union, right? That everything is opposites, but you want to bring the opposite, meaning the undesired, into union with the I am, so you become one. So when she worked with me, that's what we did, is we brought awareness to the things that she was avoiding, and we just shined that light of awareness, of love on them. And then she was able to see that they were not what she was really believing it was that was holding her back. And she was just able to let it go, let it be. So I'm going to read you her success story. That she gave me permission to do this, because whatever it is that you are desiring, whatever it is that you're manifesting, I want you to listen to the story and listen to the key elements of what it is that she was struggling with, her fears, her doubts, and then what was a turning point for her. And I'm going to touch on it a little bit after I read the story. So she says, I have been wanting to share this with other people other than Rose. Remember, she wrote this in the course and community recently. I initially was fearful because I had always been a waiting for the other shoe to drop kind of person, which a lot of people are, I noticed. So I thought that if I shared my success, I'd either A, lose everything, or B, people would call me greedy, thinking I am being unethical in how I have money. And so she had a lot of money stories wrapped around her even wanting success and then having success. So anyways, I was in a pretty prestigious position in my career field, and I had also started a cleaning company on the side. It was constantly on my heart to jump ship and close my 14-year career to really grow my business and expand. I was scared shitless. I have 4 kids and a mortgage. Who the hell would I be just to leave my good paying benefits and career behind? There is this spot. She mentioned in one of our sessions that I brought up what is her worst fear, what is going to happen if she just puts all her focus on her business, like jump ship, like she said. And she said she realized that there's a spot behind a Walmart where a lot of unhoused individuals live, and I was convinced it is where my kids and I would end up if I quit my job. So this is one of the things that she was avoiding, not really wanting to think about and consider that it is a possibility that could happen to her. But when she was able to put her awareness on that story, she saw how silly it was and the impossibility of that unless she chose that. Anywho, I did it anyways. In May of 2022, I closed that chapter and dove right into my business. I started working part-time at a restaurant I worked at when I was 18, because even though I had a career, I always remembered that I loved waiting tables and always wanted to go back. Remember, this person had a 14-year, very prestigious career, and she left that to wait tables because of the love for it, though. And that is something that we talked about, because she was very she was hung up on that. Oh my God, I have all these degrees in this prestigious degrees in career, and I want to go wait tables, Rose. And I said, yeah, if that is what is calling you and you love it, I said, go do it. Go figure out why you're doing it, but just go have fun doing it. So she said she always had been loving it. So she said it was really fun to me. So I made sure I was clear that I was waiting tables from a place of fun and not lack, meaning I was doing that job not because I needed the money or because I needed to, take action to bring the money, but I was doing it because it was fun, not from lack. Well, not only did my company make the most sales that month that I quit, so her side business, when she quit her job, that prestigious career, and it was a big one, I can tell you that, she quit that, started waiting tables instead, and then remember, she had the side business. Well, she says, not only did my company, her side business, make the most sales that month that I quit, but even I had more money rolling into me than when I had that prestigious job and business on the side. So remember, she was doing the business, starting a business, and had her full-time career, but now she quit the career and waited tables, and between her business and her waiting tables, she started making more money than the other thing. And if you can imagine, the job that she was in was a very, very well-paying job. So she says, my customers at the restaurant love me and tip really well. My company was now expanded to 2 states. So now she went from being in 1 city to 2 cities. And I was constantly pulling in $10,000 a month in revenue. Since all of that, I have not used a credit card or anything. I pay cash for everything because I cannot stop. The money is constantly flowing my way. I have a savings account for the first time in my life to store away money that I just haven't found a use for yet. She is really experiencing the abundance, you guys. Like, it is just pouring into her. She says, I mean, this is insane. I know once upon a time I had heard or read in the LOA community about once you start having the abundance flowing into your life, you wonder how the hell you never saw it before. And it is 100% true. It is unlimited. Sure, you can see I am physically doing things out in the 3D in the world to bring in money, but I have also randomly received thousands of dollars in random checks and direct deposits into my bank account. So these are additional without the business, without her working. She's receiving additional money out of the nowhere, supposedly out of the nowhere, but we already know where it's coming from. I literally can't explain it. I had always read stories like this about others just unlocking this constant flow of abundance and thought, damn, that would be so nice to write about that one day. Well, that day has come. I am here and I am abundant. Whoa, listen to that. I am here and I am abundant. I have arrived. I am in Barbados. So are you, she says. That nudge you feel to do something different and feels really scary? Yeah, that's actually your entire being saying, this is the key. Follow it. Jump off that cliff. It's worth it. Wow, what an amazing story in so many wonderful little nuggets, right? And clues as to how this can unfold for you as well. But the key thing here was, you guys, is that she went all in. I love that she used an analogy of jump off that cliff, and it's metaphorically, right? Or rather, it's metaphysically. Internally, in the mind, it means just jump off and trust 100% implicitly in that inner power, in the I am, that it is going to have your back. It is your net. It's going to catch you. And you don't have to, when you notice, right, she had the doubts, and we worked on those fears and those different doubts together, that she could be homeless, that, you know, it was, she worked through so many thoughts, right, of like feeling irresponsible because she has 4 kids and a mortgage, and then also, even after this story, she reached out to me and she said, oh my God, I just realized another thing too. She says that I was worried about health insurance because that previous job was providing her with really great health insurance, but then she finds out this whole time, right, that she's like, you know what, if I have to pay out of pocket to go to the doctor, then I will. She said, if I need it. But then she finds out that since 2018, I believe she said, that her company had already set up an insurance for her to have health insurance for the rest of her life because of some personal things. So she had insurance this whole time and was worried about not having insurance, but it was already being provided for her. The carpet was already being laid out before she even was worried about health insurance. It was already being set up, lined up, because her higher self already knew that she was going to need it when she jumped ship. So when you trust in your inner authority, everything, just the floodgates open of all of your desires, and even more than you think that it is possible. You think the best thoughts, and I've heard this before, it's like that the very best thing that you can ever imagine for yourself, like the absolute best of the best imaginable scene, or money, or love, or everything, the best that you can think of is the least that the universe can do for you. What the universe, your power, the I am, God within, has the ability to do for you in the blink of an eye is beyond measure, beyond what we can even dream of. And even in our best dreams, that is the least, that's the bottom of the very least that the I am can do for you. Imagine all else that can be provided for you. So I'm just so excited, and I love this success story because she really had to look at the fears that she had and despite them, took a leap forward and following her desire in what she wanted. And she followed, as Bashar says a lot in many of his content, that follow your breadcrumb of joy, right? If you follow your breadcrumb of joy, she followed it. And you don't have to look at the big picture. You don't have to see like how the whole thing ends. And a lot of people struggle with, or like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to do this, that, or the other. Well, you don't have to even fully know, and it's okay if you're in that position where you don't know. If you do know, great. But if you don't know, whether you do or you don't, and you're not clear, it's okay. Follow the next step. Follow the breadcrumb of joy. And for her, it was leaving the job. She picked up the waitressing business, right? Or the waitressing job. For her, that was fun. That was her next, following the breadcrumb of joy, her next step of joy, of what would feel good for her to do. And that was it. And then one thing just kept opening off to another thing. So I just love it. And if you're watching, thank you for letting me share this success story of yours that just continues to unfold as time goes by. Her manifesting and her success story just become bigger and better every time I talk to her. And I cannot wait to meet you at the retreat as well, so I can hear more. So for those of you who got inspired, I would love to hear your comments below to what little nuggets did you take away from listening to her story? Like, what were turning points? Where do you identify that you can trust completely in this I am? And it is a choice. Trust is a choice. It's not a technique. It's not a process. It's not how do I let go and trust my inners. You just turn to that inner authority. And even Neville talks about is like, once you buy the pearl a great price. That's in his lecture. If you've never heard it, it's a really wonderful lecture. The Pearl a Great Price by Neville Goddard. He says it's like, once you find the pearl, you buy the pearl, by letting go of everything else, all beliefs, all stories, everything else that you thought you knew, you turn and you buy the pearl a great price. And it's a great price because you gain everything, and it looks like you're walking away and losing everything like she was, but you actually gain it all. All right, my loves, thank you so much for watching and for supporting the Rosey Life. And thank you for liking the video and sharing it with others, and for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you, and I love you guys so much. And thank you for being freaking amazing. All right, bye.